Now we've got sound, right? After that entire preamble, which was brilliant, I must say, we finally have sound. So that took 2 of my minutes from 45 minutes, and I want them back. So if I go a little bit later than late, because we've already seen here that the timer, while it is going, it is for 45 minutes. Well, it was. And I usually go for 30, but tonight's topic is so hot, like fire hot, lipstick fire hot, red hot, that we are going to be talking all about, yes, y'all hear me, I'm seeing all the yeses. Thank you guys for being just awesome team livers, letting me know. No, it wasn't you, Diana, it was definitely me. And I had to do like a reboot of the Streamlabs. That's the software that I'm using. Plus, I'm using some brand new tech. So LinkedIn, with their lives, they've allowed us to now pre-schedule our lives with the reminder button. So a lot of you got a reminder that I'm broadcasting tonight. So I thought that was pretty dope. But clearly some technical issues to work out. But tonight, I know you all are here. Some of you have the FOMO. Some of you already know what's up, or some of you haven't even figured out how to use Clubhouse. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. I'm going to be breaking down what I know. I've only been on the network a week, so don't worry if you're not there yet. But if you just hopped on, or you want to figure it out and figure out how to get an invite, because it is invite only. And that's one of those things that makes it kind of special right now, where everybody's talking about it, from Oprah to Kevin Hart to just about everybody, Joe Budden, rappers, VCs, entrepreneurs, leaders in AI, tech space. Everybody's on there. And so what people want to know is, how the heck does this work? What is it? Do I need to invite? Whose baby do I need to kiss to get an invite? Whatever it is, I'm breaking it down for you guys tonight. If we've never met, my name is Cher Jones, and I am a corporate social media trainer specializing in helping professionals, leaders, experts, and consultants develop a powerful and professional digital presence so that people want to work with them, for them, or refer them. And usually most of my work happens on LinkedIn or whatever network makes sense for what they do. So like I said, tonight we're breaking down Clubhouse, plus of course, in my scroll stopper, you know, I got the goods for you, because this one is pretty good. Plus, in Tap That App, it's kind of like a combo. My scroll stopper bleeds right into it. So we are going to go with the flow tonight. Can't wait to share that with you. And since I was on mute for the first 2 minutes, you know, we got to get right down into business. So I'm curious, are you team live or team replay? No matter what, you are still on my team, and that's all that matters. And I have been meeting so many awesome people on Clubhouse. So if you are from Clubhouse, let people know, because you are a resource in the comments, my friends. And of course, I've also been connecting with a lot of my LinkedIn friends that are also on Clubhouse right now. So that's great. Like Nick Nelson. He's somebody that we've been talking back and forth and debating the pros and the cons, the do's and the don'ts, and all that good stuff. So team live or team replay? Let me just jump in here. And of course, hello to all my friends watching over on Facebook. And let me see if it is going live over there too. I don't see it. Oh well. Guys, got to keep going with the flow. I'm sorry for my friends on Facebook who are not seeing this yet. Oh, it does say it's now live. All right, wonderful. Okay, perfect. So I'm seeing, let's see, who's on the interwebs. Catching me up right now. And team live, team replay, you know, y'all are on my team. Patrick, this is so weird. I thought it was my audio. No, Patrick, it was definitely mine. Darshan, nice to see you. Jason, Eden, Lavina, Benita, Summer. Doing my roll call. David, hello, priceless one. Isn't that like an awesome name? Me and David are like DM besties, and we're going to be besties on Clubhouse too. Mwanje, yes. So Mwanje is somebody you guys need to connect with. He is killing it on Clubhouse. I love listening to him share all he knows. And Brian, team live as well. Awesome. Aaron, you're on here and you're on Clubhouse. We connected there as well. Summer, Jewel, Bonnie, Hey, all right. So got all my team livers in play. And of course you're watching on the replay. You know I have love for you. You know I'm going to come back and comment for you. And all my folks on Facebook who are there watching, hello. Hopefully your comments come up in my comment tracker. If not, I will find you and comment back to you. I promise. So today I want to know, guys, right now, whether you're team live or team replay, I'm trying to get a test the waters out there. How many people are on Clubhouse who are watching, whether you're team live, team replay? Just a simple yes or no will do in the comments to let me know so that I can make sure the type of information that I'm sharing and giving is relevant to the majority of you in the audience, because this is something I know my audience, they're mostly professionals. They're mostly experts in the field. They're professionals rocking the game. They're leaders. And this is a network that you at least have to pay attention to and decide for yourself if it's something that you want to take the time and learn about. So I'm going to give you the information that you need to know. And let's start with the primer, my friends. We are on our way. Okay, so I'm seeing some yeses, I'm seeing some nos. I'm going to join from another site. So I'm going to give you guys some hacks too, because I've also figured out ways if you haven't got an invite yet, because it is invite only, which, hey, let me get into this and I'll let you know. So what exactly is it? I was talking to David and I was saying the best way to describe Clubhouse would be an awesome panel discussion at a conference and a radio call-in show. If they had a baby and made it social, this would be Clubhouse. So basically it is an audio-only social network, not the first of its kind, because Discord, for those of you like super nerds, gaming nerds and all that stuff, y'all are on there already. Discord, they have audio rooms, so that's an option, but this is audio only. No DMs, no posted content. It is actually, let me wheel back and come again. It is live audio only. So you jump into a particular room and there are moderators to that room. And then there's a discussion that is being moderated. And you get to, as an individual, you get to raise your hand. So you do have a profile. But that's it. Your picture, that's the only picture you have. And there's no content creation. You are just part of a conversation should you raise your hand and should the moderators allow you to bring it up stage. So what I want to do is let me switch over my screens right now so that I can show you. Hold on, let me make sure I'm pressing the right button, because I want to make it cool. All right, so take a look at this. These are some screenshots. Let me see if I can get it a little bigger for you guys. Not that big. All right, so this is a room that I was in, and implicit and explicit biases when interviewing for Culture Fit. This was the first room that I was in. And so what you see at the top here are all these people at the very top. So these, let's say 7 circles, including 8 circles, I can count, including myself. We are all on what they would call the main stage. And our microphones, we can mute or unmute our microphones. And the 3 people at the very top with the green little flag there, I know it's hard to see. Let me bump this up a bit so you can see it a little bit better. They would be considered the moderators. And people down below are the people who are in the audience watching. So all you see is circles. Plus on top of that, so here's another one, for example, Sunday brunch here. And basically there are many different rooms on what you can see and talk about, and it's just about anything. And here's an example of a profile. Guys, I'm gonna come back in just a second. I know this is hard to see, but here's an example of a profile. But that's all you've got. Now let's come back to me, shall we? Yes. So that's all you've got. You've got just a profile. And also, here's something good to know. It is phone only invite. So it's not about an email, not sending someone some sketch email. You have to have a phone number. And right now, unfortunately, it's iOS only. So if you're on the Android, you're not missing out because you don't, or you're not on the cool side because you can't even get inside, I'm thinking Chris Brown right now. That's a whole other conversation. But anyways, here's the thing. It's iOS only right now. It's still in a early adopter, early launch phase where they're letting people in, again, invite only. And like I said, it's an audio social media network where people have conversations. And what's really cool about it is, like I said, there's no content to create. All you've got is your profile. That's it, which takes the pressure off as well. No, I don't wake up like this, guys. I spend a little bit of time fixing myself up, and I straighten the hair today, so extra time, right? Lucic says, great topic. Let me see. What's Android? I hear you on that. Ouch, that hurts for all my Android users. Andy, you even got like half the name there. But anyways, okay, so again, how does it work? So I've kind of covered a little bit about it. So basically, you can go and enter into a room based off of the topic. And I'll let you know that the topics that you readily see are based off of, the algorithm is kind of based off of the people you follow. So if you don't like the topics that you're seeing, you're probably following the wrong crowd. So you can start to use the search function. It's still relatively rudimentary, but you can use keywords to search industry topics or just general topics that you're interested in entering a room, and start following and unfollowing the people who go into the rooms that you don't really care about, because that will better give you what they would call a hallway experience. So that is rooms. And what you can do is, so you've got rooms. I'm going to slow down because I know it's hard if you're actually not on the network. But rooms are just topics, and they go live. And once they're done, they're done. There's no recording, nothing. So it's about being a part of the conversation. And like I said, because you don't have to get dolled up and ready for prime time, I just see some comments about hating on the straightening hair. Yes, it definitely took extra time. I'll tell you that much. But what with the way it works is the fact that you're jumping in rooms and you're jumping into conversations. And if you're jumping into rooms where you are a subject matter expert, you simply press the button that says raise your hand. And then the moderators of the conversation will see that, they'll get a notification, and they'll bring you up. It's really a nice community right now, so everybody's playing nicely. But it's very cliquey too, don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of early adopter FOMO trying to get in and get the followers and all that stuff. And I get it, I feel it too sometimes. So I'm subject to that same emotional roller coaster that comes with being on Clubhouse. But at the end of the day, you're just participating or listening to conversations about subjects that you care most about. And if there's not one happening, you can start one. So that would be, you could start what they call a room. You can either start it immediately or schedule it. And you can invite other people to be moderators in the room. You can invite people into the room that you're already following. And then there's one level up where you can create what they call a clubhouse or a club. And basically what you need to do, you have to apply for this on their website, which is joinclubhouse.com. And you can apply to have more of a structured place where you know that you're going to go live on Clubhouse at least 3 times a week is what they want. So, and then you come up with a subject where everything's going to be on in that club. All right. So, yes, I found it similar to being at a conference with many breakout rooms on different topics. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A call-in radio show meets a panel and a conference panel. And they had a baby, called it social. It's Clubhouse, right? And could you create one? So Idia wants to know, can you create one? Or she's asking Renee, so I'll let you answer that question, Renee. And let me jump into the comments from my phone because I think I'm missing half of them, guys. And so basically, what I like about it more than anything else, and then I'm going to give you some warnings before we jump into some tips and get your questions. What I like about it the most is, again, that that ad hoc nature of it, in the sense of these are conversations that are happening in real time. There's no distractions of the other social networks that are DMs. If you want to connect with people, so this is actually important information that I should have included as well. There's just so much to talk about. But one of the more important things is you have to connect with them on another network. Your profile allows you to connect your Twitter account as well as your Instagram account. So we're kind of ass out on LinkedIn. So you have to go that extra step of making that connection on LinkedIn. But that shows that person that you want to connect with that you're actually serious because you took the time, effort, and energy to do so. So that's something to consider. But also that means, and this is something that's convicting me right now, is you have to clean up my Instagram landing. So when people get onto my Instagram, does it really truly encapsulate who I am from a content perspective? Not as well as I'd like, because I spend most of my time here. But I know that if I'm using this as a network to gain visibility and build my network and potential clients as well, I have to consider that. So that's something that I'm going to consider. And I would suggest, if you're using it, just think about what people land on when they check you out on Instagram or on Twitter. So those are the two options. And so that's it. There's no DMing. So you got to DM them on another network. So it's really interesting. And yeah, it is that whole early adopter thing. And let me just jump into the comments right now. And whoo, you guys are like on fire. So, and then you can jump into topics. You can start talking. So a colleague of mine did a talk show today about her recent launch. She enjoyed sharing it on the platform. Yeah, no, it's a great place. If you know your stuff about what you're talking about, start a room, because this is how you start to build out your brand as an individual. And it gives people, you're going to get access to an entirely new audience that you didn't know existed, because again, people are spending a lot of time on there. So fair warning, the first day that I spent on there, and there's a lot of people who have been on the network have said that they've spent 10 hours, 14 hours. There's some like crazy, like people who've been there all day, every day. You go on, they're always there. It is addictive. I'm not going to say 12 hours addictive because I got work to do, but you do have to gate yourself. You'll find you want to spend a lot of time. Again, it's that whole FOMO thing, because nothing is recorded. You can't go back to the content. So it does give you that vibe, and you get a lot of notifications. So you're going to have to manage how you wish to receive your notifications as well. And another thing that you have to think about when using this is, don't be there idly listening. You got to be there because it will suck your time. It'll suck. And Nick and I were talking about this. It will suck your time if you're not being intentional about it. So make sure that when the topic is right, so don't talk just to talk, but when the topic is right, where you can add something to it, that you're adding and also being intentional about networking. And let me see what else I saw. Randall says, my IG is clean, but says nothing about who I am as a professional and has very little content because I'm not much for social media. Not sure how that would help in this context. So what you can do, Randall, is maybe sharing one or two pieces, even if you're not going to be actively social on Instagram, at least from the profile perspective, is just putting a few things on there that validate what you talked about, not necessarily down to the specific subject, but the general subject matter, something that showcases your expertise, maybe a video of you talking about something, maybe a tip, maybe a quote, something that connects the dots so that it just makes a stronger first brand impression when they jump onto your other network. Let's see. Yes, a new audience. And that's what I'm talking about, Renee. You will see the caliber of people that you get to connect with. I was so impressed. I was really we're talking professionals at the top of their game, entrepreneurs doing things because you're validating them based off of what they're saying. You hear their knowledge. They are dripping with gems and jewels, no matter which room you go into. And as well, again, taking that time to fill out your profile, which brings me to my next thing before I get into profiles, the invite situation. So a lot of people are looking right now for an invite. Again, like we talked about before, Android, if you're on Android, I'm sorry guys, can't get one yet, but maybe if you have an iPad, I don't know, but that would be your way in if you did have an iPad. But for those of you who have run out of invites, so typically people get 5 invites. Once you're on the network, I have 5 people that I invited into the network. But it was really interesting today. So it's invited by your phone number. So not an email address like I was saying at the top of the show. And then on top of that, here's the thing. If you go to joinclubhouse.com, you can get waitlisted. So if someone hasn't given you an invite yet, you can go to that website, get waitlisted. And what happens is the network is constantly combing people you know. And today, for example, a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, Taylor, I saw her show up saying, hey, if you want to invite Taylor in, it won't cost you an invite because she is on the wait list. So immediately I let her in. Now it looks like I sponsored her and it's all good. But so what you can make sure you do is make sure that you are in the contacts on that person's phone of the person you know who is already on Clubhouse. So that's the only invite hack that I know. She said that she applied for the waitlist a while ago, so I don't know how long that takes, but she's on now because I saw her and it said that she was waitlisted. So that's just the hack that I learned literally about 4 hours ago. So I wanted to share with that. Andy, if I had any more invites, I'd share my invite. So send me your phone number and I'll add you to my contacts, and maybe, just maybe, it will let me know that you're on the wait list. So you got to get on the wait list. Not all rooms. Oh yes, that is a very good point. Not all rooms are professional. Ain't that the truth? Okay, so this is like everybody on the internet. So this is not, there are a lot of non-professional rooms. You'll find if you are careful in the people that you follow, if you're very selective, your hallway, which is basically the room listings that the algorithm will feed you, will reflect your network. So if your network is kind of sketchy, kind of, like they're into other things, you're going to see the other things that they're into. So that's saying more about you, isn't it? But honestly, if you make sure that you are conscious of who you're following, you'll find that generally speaking, your network looks, what's coming at you is pretty good. One thing that I've recognized is that you have to be intentional about diversity if you want to see people in the network, a diverse set of people in the network. So I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but that's something you definitely want to do. So let's talk a little bit about a strategy as far as, okay, you've got this network. They're talking about everything from church to AI to rappers, the best rappers, the worst rappers, to entrepreneurship, to 7-figure, building your way to 7 figures, LinkedIn, like I'm literally talking everything. And right now, a lot of the who's who is on the network. Like I saw Lewis Howes, for example, spending a lot of time on the network. There's just a lot of people right now just spending and investing time because it's new. Again, that whole FOMO thing. And there is... Hey, Sean, Team Live, doesn't matter how late you are. Glad to have you here. So how do you build your brand on it? Well, you have to be a little bit more strategic. Why am I wearing these? I can't even hear anything. So you have to be a little bit more strategic with, again, who you connect with, and also how you're going to show up. So what a lot of people are doing is planning rooms. There are even people who have monetized their rooms. So this is more for those of you who have access to things like Venmo and Cash App, where people can pay for your advice. So they've had things like that. I've seen that in rooms. Most rooms are not monetized, but I know that Clubhouse is looking for a way to monetize the experience for creators. So that's something to know as well. And hey, Patricia, nice to see you over on Facebook. Nice to see you join me. And good, I'm getting some Facebook comments in, making sure. You guys watching in Facebook, let me know. So yeah, it is an Apple thing at the moment. I see that question coming in again. And yes, Yes, I'm kind of wrong, but if you have a sketchy network, it's because you're following sketchy people. I'm just saying. But ultimately, going back to your brand, so the first thing that I want you to do more than anything else is take the time to fill out your profile. Here's another profile hack that I learned, again, being on the network for a week, is you can write your profile in your notes, so you can space it out. You can put your emojis and all that stuff, and it looks really nice. So take the time, write it in your notes section, and then cut and paste it into your profile. Make sure your profile picture shows up the way you show up on other networks. That's probably the best way, because like I said, people have to cross networks to come and connect with you. What you may want to do if you're connecting your Twitter account is make sure you pin a tweet that is relevant to your subject matter expertise or showcases your professionalism in some way. So that's the first thing people see, as well as same thing with Instagram. Just being cognizant of the fact that I'm thirsty. So being cognizant of that first brand impression when they land on your account, even if you're not active on Instagram as far as from the profile perspective, because a lot of people I know spend more time on stories, I'm one of them, than I do posting stuff to my personal profile. But now I'm more aware of it. Brainstorm some topics that you think that you could host a room with, where you could literally give, the best of the best. This is about helping. I haven't seen a lot of people hard pitch on this network, so you want to shy away from that. It's all about that edu selling, that consultative approach where you are just sharing what you know. Because listen, you can't sell somebody after them listening to you for 5 minutes, but you can sell the idea of connecting with you to learn more. And that's why that's so important. Also, recognize what topics grab your attention, because there's going to be more than one person like you who are talking about the things you do. So pay attention to, wow, that's a good topic title. How can I create a room on another day in a similar topic title, so that you can come up with ideas, ongoing ideas. There's more than enough people to talk to on this network. Trust and believe. So you want to make sure that you're taking the time to learn, to be intentional about the network. Here are two things that I find were really helpful for me when I was building my brand. Is one, talking to other people, listening to other people and how they're using the network, how they maybe in their subject matter expertise, and of course sharing mine, but also attending. So they have certain events, like there's a dinner party, for example, on Saturday night, and like that's the who's who. You'll never get to join in on the conversation, but you'll find lots of people to follow. And that's one of the founders, I believe it's the founder's wife, and she is the one who hosts it. And I'm talking celebrities pop up in there. So it's fascinating. But again, like I said, remember who you follow. And then start to think about, going back to building your brand on it, is make sure you're taking those relationships and bringing them over to the other part of your brand. So what I do is when I see somebody that I want to connect with further, I can stay in the conversation. What's cool is you can leave the app and it will still be playing while you go into Instagram or if you go on LinkedIn. But I tend to just take a screenshot of their profile and connect with them later. But that's something that's good to know as well. And I do believe right now it is an awesome place to build your brand and talk about your expertise, especially if you're a subject matter expert, especially if you're an entrepreneur or let me see, influencer, anything like that. Like literally where your personality is attached to you, your knowledge. This is the place to have the conversation about it. And because it's literally content on the fly, yes, you can prepare to have a great discussion, but you don't have to prepare. You know what I'm saying? It's not as bad. So it's definitely worth it. And like I was saying, really be intentional about it, because this is something, yeah, it is Apple only. Hey, Marcella from all the way in Atlanta. Yes, it is iOS only. Lucic said, my Insta is more Finsta. Should I create a professional Insta? Yeah, you can. And that might be a way to circumvent if you wanted to just have your family only, friends only Instagram, is that second Instagram that you connect with. The problem is people might not be as want to connect with you because you're not active on the network. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't look like you have a lot of friends and all, there's all these judgmental things, but you got to go with what you feel best. Again, this is not the end of the world stuff. This is people who are really, and not saying that you're not, but people who are really focused on being known for a subject matter expert or leadership, and they're really leveraging this for business. But if you're just out there networking, then it's okay. Yes, excited to try this. Fabiana just downloaded. Perfect. Sound issues on your end. Hopefully, Gail, they're not happening anymore. Yes, Kamara's like me. We're always on stories. And by the way, I'm going to be on Kamara's on her LinkedIn Live office hours on Thursday. So she's already posted that. So connect with Kamara. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking all things branding, LinkedIn, job hunting, career seeking, and branding yourself professionally. So that's going to be fun. So this is something that you guys want to take the opportunity to leverage it. And it is integrated with Twitter. So for those of you who are maybe not wanting to connect your Instagram because of how you use it, just connect it to Twitter. Right? You can absolutely do that. And you can say in your bio, connect with me on LinkedIn, if that's a thing for you. So that's what I would suggest. Yep. So guys, let me know what you're thinking. I definitely want to, as I get into it more, I even saw somebody who's like, your profile will tell people the day that you started on the network. So I saw somebody on the network who was on the network for 4 days and already developed a course for $697. So I'm not an expert yet. I just wanted to share. I was surprised as much as you were when you just heard that. Yeah, $697 for her course that she was just on the network for 3 days. Hey, I'm not knocking your hustle. If you can sell it, more power to you. But I will, as I continue to experiment and grow in the network, I'll definitely create content around that so you can better use it. But I know a lot of people are talking about it. And I like to keep close to the hot topics as they're happening. I don't like to wait too long. I like to talk about it as it's hot. So coming in hot, that's exactly what I wanted to do for you guys today. And of course, up next, I got this super duper scroll stopper, and I'm really excited about this one. So let's take a look here. So this is the scroll stopper. That looks a lot like Kill Bill, doesn't it? And so I thought it was pretty good. And what it is, so this is what caught my attention. And first, let's take a look at who this scroll stopper is brought to you by. Today's scroll stopper is brought to you by Elizabeth Lieba. She's LinkedIn's Top Voices 2020, New York Times featured, free spirit, social justice warrior, podcast host, and English professor. So she posted this awesome, which I'm going to tell you how she created in just a second. She posted this awesome, wait so that you guys can hear it properly. This awesome little video, and let's go over and take a look. So we're over here on the video. Kill Bill action, but that's not Emma, is it?
I didn't say Selma.
It's Elizabeth.
I said
all right. So, how cool was that, right? And pause the video again. Yes, it was absolutely cool. And let's take a look at the actual picture right here. So what she used is an app, which I'm going to show you in just a second, that she was able to personalize pop culture and make the connection. So you'll see in just a moment when I show you the post how she made this connection. So immediately it's scroll stopping because I'm like, wait, is that Kill Bill? But wait, she's black. Wait, let's take a look. So that's exactly what happened for me. And that's why I stopped scrolling. And pay attention to the fact that this video is only 13 seconds. And we know based off of all the recent, let's take a look at me for a second. We know based off of all the recent studies going on, the algorithm is definitely favoring shorter videos. So this is something that's definitely making sense right now. So let's go back into the situation. And what she's doing is she's making a solid connection. Let me see. Oops. I need to make sure you guys can see what I want to show you. So we'll go back into the actual post so we can see what she's talking about. Give me 1 second. There you go. So let me pump this up just a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. All right. So she says, unlike Uma Thurman's Black Mamba character in Kill Bill, as a Black woman in America, it's not easy to slay the obstacles we are trying to overcome. Perfect, again, for this, right? So shout out to Dana Brownlee, senior contributor at Forbes, for giving me the opportunity to talk to her about racial microaggressions Black women face in the workplace. In the article, Dana describes the microaggressions as a death by 1,000 cuts. And I felt it that deep in my soul. But can't we use a katana samurai sword to fight like the bride did in Kill Bill? All right. And then after, what she does is she gives you a bunch of stats, and then you go down to the bottom and you see the video. So what I found really helpful about this is that she showcased the fact that she was in an interview. And we always have to look for great, cool ways where we can talk about how we've been featured. And whether it's, again, on someone's podcast, whether it's on someone's live, how can we flip that and recreate our own content out of it? And Elizabeth did an excellent job with this and really creative. Again, catching my attention, making the connection between Kill Bill and what she's talking about. She did such a fantastic job. And she also tagged Forbes and the author of the article, so really good tagging there. And finally, she highlights the main point of what she talked about, which still gives you enough to either comment on, because that's what you want to do when you are talking about something like a full article. Give people enough to comment on. You don't have to give away all of it, but give them enough to comment on. And so she highlights the main point, gives some really incredible stats, probably some that she shared in the article, some that weren't shared, but ultimately it gives people something to talk about. And then she mentioned that the link of the article is in the comments, which is still a standard way to share the link. A lot of people are saying now you can edit the post and put the link in after, so you can test to see what works for you. But ultimately, what she did a great job of, and this is what I need you guys to pay attention to. Last week's Scroll Stopper as well with David Breyer, same thing. He's highlighting by creating his own content where he was getting down with OPP, other people's platforms, other people's podcasts, other people's, like, it's just get on their content and then create your own based off of that appearance. It gives you that credibility, and yet you get to be the thought leader in the game while still showing love to the original creator. So I love that. And let's see. So you guys love that idea? Well, you guys want to know how she created that awesome video, which, by the way, is, so that's, there you go. That's the awesome video. So do you guys want to know how she created it? I think that's a good idea. So in this episode or this feature called Tap That App, 2 Ps, I'm going to share that awesome app that you too can put your face on Uma Thurman. I put my face on Rihanna. Funny enough, it didn't look that much different. I'm not saying I look totally like Rihanna, but maybe she could be a cousin or something. Hey, worked for me, right? Wonder Woman, I did that. It's such a fun app. But in the meantime, I want to remind you guys, don't miss a post. So definitely follow the Just Ask Cher hashtag and you won't miss a post, and look out for those reminders too. I love that. Kamara saying, I love OPP. Absolutely. Other people's platforms, other people's podcasts. You got to get down with it, right? So let's take a look at the Reface app. Guys, it is the best way to swap your face. If you want to be Captain America, if you want to be Wolverine, if you want to be Black Panther, the world is your stage on Reface. And what's really cool is you can have fun with this. Well, so what I love more than anything else, and if you're looking for the website, it's Get Reface App or get.reface.app.com, or that's it, get.reface.app, and you'll find it. And you can create content with it. It might be a great way for you to interact with clients, like slide these little videos in the DMs. In fact, I was texting with David Breyer today, and he sent me a video with him on the Reface app. He also was on a LinkedIn Live earlier, and he promoted it again, leveraging this app. So right now it's hot. It's things that we recognize from pop culture that you get to put you in the center of it. Talk about branding, right? So I think that was pretty dope. I don't know about you, but yes, definitely try it. Okay. And of course, guys, did you know that sharing is caring? That's what I'm talking about right here. So make sure if you are tuned in all the way to right now, that means you found something you liked. So sharing with your network would be pretty awesome. And especially sliding into someone's DMs with this, saying, hey, watch it at, 20 minutes in or 10 minutes in. This is really for you. That kind of thing. Yes. Tap that app, just trying to teach you something, Summer. So that is awesome, guys. And so I appreciate that. And I also wanted to show you, this is a new feature. This is something that I was so proud of. So let's jump in here. So Kiva, who's watching live, she is a certified online business manager, director of operations, strategic growth partner. I partner with entrepreneurs and CEOs, freeing them up to focus on their visions by handling management and operations. So pretty dope, but guess what she did? She took my advice. So this is what she posted. Pick my brain. It's giving season. I opened up 7 spots on my calendar. You plus me, 30 minutes. Let's talk it out. And she also wrote a great post where she's saying, 30 minutes, no pitching, either us. If you got questions about remote ideas and all that stuff, she's opened up her calendar. And this is all about giving. So definitely, if you see Kiva in the comments, look her up or connect with her, because she's giving her time away for free. And if you're wondering where she got that was in this one. There we go. This episode where I gave 5 awesome 2020 holiday networking ideas. And one of the things I said is no one cares about your ebook. No one really, as a Christmas gift, but that giving, or a holiday gift, that giving your actual time away, people will really appreciate it. But appreciate just seeing you give it, whether they take you up on the offer or not. That's a lot more valuable. So well done, action taker. Love me some action takers. So again, well done. And so if you wanted to find out more tips, you can go back to the YouTube channel or scroll in my LinkedIn post till you find this one, so that you can take advantage of these awesome tips that I give. And again, like I said, Kiva did it and she rocked it. So I had to shout her out on the show. Do you guys have any questions? I'll take my final look at if there's any A's to your Q's. And of course, coming up next, I will continue, as always, to stay on point, on top of this personal branding game, especially for professionals who really want to make sure that they show up, so that you want to be the one that shows up. When people look you up, they know exactly what you do, how you help, how they can refer you, or they want to work with you. How cool is that? So I'll be giving the advice. Thank you, Cher, on my Facebook page. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be a great idea for her to do that. So this is awesome, guys. I appreciate you. And I will see you one more episode before the holidays. Then I'm going to take a little break. Look at that rude sign. I can't even handle it. It stresses me out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely see you all on the next episode.